Today's video is brought to you by Grey Viking Games. Click the link in the description below to buy MTG Arena codes for cosmetics, packs, and more.
Hey, what's up everyone? My name is Jeff, and today we're going to have some fun playing Magic, and today we are playing some heroic Magecraft. So it is Memorial Day today as I'm recording this, and so I'm getting this up as quick as possible for you guys today. And this is a sweet deck. I'm really excited for it, but as you can tell, sorry, I'm a little bit under the weather, and so I'm not going to be able to do a full amount of edit on this one or everything, but I'm going to try to make sure I get some good games for you guys and have a sweet deck to play. So I actually already played this one up in ranked a couple of times, and it's done pretty well for me so far. I'll show you all the stats after the gameplay, and I'm also going to do the full breakdown of the deck after the gameplay, where that's where I typically do it nowadays. I just found that it's a little bit better to just try to get the game as quick as possible. But the main idea of the deck is that we are playing Magecraft again with Clever Lumimancer, Leonin Lightscribe, and I wanted to not throw too much of the white cards that we typically see in there. Faerie Guidemother just fit too well to not play, but I wanted to add in some different stuff. We have Embercleave here, and then we also get to bring in Hero of Nyxborn, which is the new card that I feel like a lot of people haven't seen with this or whatever, but it comes out and it gets itself a 2/2 and a 1/1 creature, and then whenever we cast a spell that targets it, Hero of Nyxborn, all creatures we control get +1/+0 until end of turn. So kind of works as a second copy of Leonin Lightscribe. That's the basic idea of this, and that lets us go wide a little bit more by having something that brings out more creatures. At the same time, though, we're not playing out the other card that gets us spirits on turn 2 or whatever, but we get a lot of extra removal and stocks and everything like that with this version, and so we're gonna try it out. So this is the deck. Let's go ahead and dive into it, see how it does for us, and wish me luck. Here we go. All right, up against Galeys, and unfortunately a lot of tap lands, but we have Leonin Lightscribe into Bonecrusher Giant. Is that actually good enough? I'm going to mulligan. I want an untapped land and try to get out a 1-drop with Leonin Lightscribe. So that's there we go. This is the hand. So keep this. Do I drop a land? I think I do drop a land. Yep. All right. So play out Snarl. Show this one off. I am going to go ahead and play out the Faerie Guidemother. Leonin Lightscribes only really do well if you have creatures out on the battlefield, and so that's what we're going to do, you know? Just play it out there. All right, Lightscribe, swing in. Down to 19 past the turn. Hopefully no removal. And we'll see how this goes. So yeah, I had a long, a pretty long Memorial Day weekend where we did get to go do stuff. And I was planning on coming home and editing right after we had a long drive home. And we almost did. I almost did it. But then I also remembered that I felt like crap and didn't do it as much. All right, swing in for 4, down to 15, past the turn. One more spell, and we get a pretty sweet setup here. Even if there is removal, though, we get out Rimrock Knight, and that's what I like about going into red with Magecraft, is that you get just like good mono red cards where it feels like that, and everything else just helps support it. So you still have the Magecraft idea, but it's not only that. All right, well, they had a lot of targeted removal in an opening hand for a Sultai Ultimatum deck, which that is the difference between us winning and losing, basically, with this matchup. See, if we could have survived and got through enough damage to get to this spot, then between our shocks and everything else, we probably would be okay. I want to shock that now. We're not really getting any Magecraft triggers. I think I just want to get this low enough so that it's not going to be too much. I want to trade off the Rimrock Knight for it, though. Yeah. I mean, at the same time, though, we have not very much power after this point if it does die. I could not play the shock, let it just trade off, get it down to 1 counter, play out Clever Lumimancer, and then if they try to fight with it, they use up 3 mana, and then I can shock the face instead, let it die to Clever Lumimancer. I don't think they're going to do that. I think they'd probably try to hold it up for blocks instead. So I'm not sure. So I think that we probably just try to get it off the board. Hope that these other 4 cards aren't that amazing. If they're playing out Polukranos instead of an Extinction Event or whatever, I guess Extinction Event wouldn't be that amazing here. Yeah, let's go ahead and just make sure Polukranos dies. These guys trade off now. Kind of, yeah. Lumimancer, pass the turn. Oh, man. Feeling it, guys. Feeling it. Eureka moment. All right. Well, we have a turn to get some damage. Oh. And our only chance to win is by getting a bunch of things like this out. From this point on, we just need to have a really explosive turn. But playing stuff out makes us overcommit to it. So now they have Shadow's Verdict. Yeah, okay, yeah. Good game. I'm going to wait for the draw. Just to make sure. Because if we find a Bonecrusher Giant, then yeah, it's definitely a good game. Yeah. Alrighty then. That's okay. On to the next one. Up against Mo. Man. You need to be able to keep an opening hand. This is not keepable. I mean, we have Shelter into Lightscribe, but Lightscribe needs people. Needs other creatures. More keepable. Kinda. Keep this. Drop. I think it's a Plains. And I might lead off with the Spikefield Hazard first. Yeah, I think the ability to remove stuff is going to be really nice. We're probably just going to have to use these for the first couple of turns. Being able to play out Clever Lumimancer and Shock. Good stuff. Selfless Savior. Hate that guy. Yep. I actually really like this version of this deck. I want them to have Indestructible on the turn that he's going to be able to swing in. And force Selfless Savior to be dead now by killing this. And they won't have another way to do it. At the same time, though, they just go for Expanded Anatomy on the next turn, and this just becomes massive, lifelinky, and it's everything bad. Alright, pass the turn, I suppose. I'd rather be able to have the power to block with. In case things go awry. Luminarch Aspirant. I'm actually going to shock this now. What am I trying to shock? Shock the Luminarch Aspirant. They still put 3 counters onto the Speaker of the Heavens. We know Selfless Savior is just saving it, so that's fine. It doesn't actually change anything here. But we get the Selfless Savior off the board. That's all that matters. Yeah, then counter goes onto the Speaker. Yay. Alright, down to 15. Alright, let's... Okay, let's pass the turn. We have to get ahead. We have to stop their pace at some point here before we can do much of anything else. So purposely waiting until their turn to be able to start doing stuff. Selfless Savior. Another one. Annoying. We're forced them to play it here, even though, man, we're spending all of our stuff. This is... the only reason I'm doing this is because it forces them to use a Selfless Savior. Once the Selfless Savior is off the board, we can start actually trading and forcing them to hold back a little bit more. But now they're up to 28. Got the Angel. Okay, yeah, we're screwed. What in the world? What a hand. What the hell? Alright, well, we're done again. Oh, that was brutal. They had all of the Selfless Saviors. Yeah, that was incredible stuff there. Man, have we been able to keep a starting hand yet? I don't think we have. That's also bad. It's better. Keep this. I mean, it's not great, though. We're not really doing much of stuff. Let's hold on to Shock. I mean, I can just play Faerie Guidemother into Rimrock Knights and just have creatures. So I think that's what I'm going for. Snarl. With Magecraft, it's one of those things where, yeah, we'd love to have a bunch of spells in hand when we have the Magecraft stuff. But first and foremost, we just need to get power out in the battlefield and hit in for face, or at the face. Or you guys know what I'm talking about. You know what, actually... we're not going to get creatures up this time because we can still get it for 5 points of damage before they have flying attackers or blockers. Up against rogues, down to 15, past the turn. And we have an empty hand now. Yay. Alright, lots of mill. Oh, lots of mill. Holy crap. At least Rimrock Knights can get through Ruin Crabs. My hope is that they kept this hand just based off of this, and they have just crap in hand besides that. All lands, which would also be terrifying, but better. Don't want to go for Leonin Lightscribe now, or wait until I can maybe cast it with something else. It's not a guarantee I can get through the Ruin Crabs, is the one issue there. But it makes Faerie Guidemother bigger potentially, which is our main damage dealer. So down to 14 past the turn. I think we go for Lightscribe. That way we can either shock face, do whatever. So much mill. All right, they're probably flashing in some bad boys. Bring it on. We have our Stompy Boy. A Thieves Guild Enforcer. Before they have a chance to block here. Alright, they went to that really quickly, so I'm hoping that this does just end up dying. I mean, the counter spell is very possible still. Rude. Oh, Bill. That's bad. They didn't block with Thieves Guild Enforcer? I think they're just trying to go for, like, mill, because that's what they've got. They have this set up to mill like crazy. So they're keeping this around to be able to mill as well. Alright, down to 17. Another Lightscribe. Alright, swing in. Ah, we got crap. Alright, throw out Rimrock Knight past the turn. Oh yeah. Another Thieves Guild Enforcer. Wow. Man, I think that this is going to be the video of just like, you know what? This goes to show that other people can just have really good hands, and there's not too much you can do about it. You can mulligan your opening hand every single time and have to work with what you got on with 5 or 6 cards. And if they just have the perfect hand, every deck can be every deck. Okay, but you know what? I'm here to make sure you guys know that. Down to 11. Yikes. Oh, attack land. Yay. Should have attacked in first. Now they know we got squat. Yeah, attack in with just this. We can get the Embercleave onto these guys, though, for the next turn. Would be cool. They didn't buy the Lurrus. Is this an into the story? And I want this hand to stop being amazing at some point. 3 pieces of target removal and all of this. Yeah. Take 6, go down to 5. They have lethal on the next turn then. Do we have any way of getting out of this? Like, really? If I find an Infuriate off the top, I get quite a bit of damage, but not enough to just get lethal. I think we block. I mean, we're racing the clock with these Ruined Crabs, so maybe I should just be racing. The odds of us actually hitting what we need here are very, very slim. That's an Infuriate. Alright, get in for the damage that we can while we can, because we do have shocks and whatever else to deal with direct damage. Lurrus means that we probably won't be able to attack on the ground. Mills 4. Yikes. Alright, land into the cleave, and we have to make sure that Lurrus doesn't gain any life with it. Oh, did we get milled down all the way? They had the land as well. Of course they did. Oh, gosh. They had the land as well. All right, up against AOT. And I don't think Shock is as good against a Yorion deck. Man, we keep getting awful opening hands. This isn't like the absolute worst, so I'm going to hold on to it, but it ain't great. Alright, Spikefield Hazard, that can go in tap for now. That gets us our 3rd land, at least. Wow, no white mana. We'll lead off with Rimrock Knight, pass the turn. Alright, so we have 6 points of damage with 3 shocks. We can also stomp and shock and get 4 points of damage. Let's do that. I want to use as much of the burn as I can. Getting out a creature would be really nice, but it's close to some sort of board wipe. Yeah, I think we're just like all in on burn in this version. Alright, swing in. Down to 10. Play out Bonecrusher Giant. And say please. and Clever Lumimancer. This will technically hit for more if we get to cast all these spells on the next turn, so. That's actually... Oh, man, we don't get to throw this damage at face. Is that still enough damage? Alright, well... Alright, so we have 7 plus 3, or plus 4, yeah. So, attack face. Yeah, okay, there you go. We did it. I don't know how that hand ended up winning. I mean, a lot of just damage to face is good, right? So, it was rather aggressive. The drawing Clever Lumimancer was huge off the top. Alright, sweet. We got one. Yes! Alright, guys, I told you I was going to keep this one a little bit short. Dude, I don't know what's up with this right now. And so we ended up winning, having 3-4. I played a few games beforehand. So yeah, I had 2 wins and 1 loss before we started playing. Then I had a slew of losses. Had to mulligan every one of these games pretty hardcore. And that is a big deal. It really is. The deck is fun. It's interesting. We never saw a hero of Nyxborn, which is unfortunate. Anyway, I would typically try to play this game more to get more stuff up for you guys, but I have to get this up in an hour and a half, and there's export times, upload times, all that kind of stuff, and so there's not a lot of times to get this up for you guys is what I'm trying to say. But yeah, overall, the deck is fun. I think that there's a lot of really good spells in red-white that are all about dealing damage to their face, and that's what I want to do, is deal damage to people's faces sometimes, okay? And so we do. Anyway, I'm not feeling good, so I'm gonna get this one up for you guys, and I'll do some other stuff for tomorrow. Thank you guys so much, and bye-bye.